Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 7, Episode 8, Attached. So, I don't know, I wanted to give this episode a higher rating, but to be honest, I just didn't dig it. There were little glimmers where it was really good, but I felt overall the whole plot was kind of lacking. So, we're at a planet, and the planet's kind of split. Not necessarily a civil war, but it's split. Part of it wants to join the Federation, and part of it doesn't. So Picard and Crusher have agreed to beam down and kind of be a diplomat, to talk to the side that wants to join the Federation. In doing so, they get kidnapped or diverted or something. And so they wake up and they're basically being held prisoner now. And they have these little implants in the back of their neck, and they're not sure what it is at first, and I don't think they even really said why they had it. It's just like a neural inhibitor type thing. Right away, they're given directions on how to get out of jail, so they break out, they type in the codes, they get to the caves, which that part pisses me off, because in this cave scene, Picard takes off his jacket. And this is the last time you ever see Picard's jacket. I love that jacket. I have yet to find that jacket. I found one on Amazon for $200, but it's only a small. I'm a big dude. I need an extra large. So if you guys ever find somewhere online in the Twitter sphere Picard's velvet jacket, especially if it's the leather top and not the suede top, if you guys ever find one, please let me know, because I would love to buy that jacket. But anyway, so he takes it off and he drops it in the cave, and we never see it for the rest of the series. So anyways, they have these amazing plans that gets them through. And as they're going through the caves, they realize that these neural inhibitors have kind of given them a telepathic link. And it starts out pretty slow, and as they're connected, it gets bigger and bigger. And they realize that if they try to go apart, they start to get sick. So they have to stay together. And that's the whole premise of this episode. Basically comes that Picard and Beverly start revealing their true selves to each other, where we see Picard and Beverly always having breakfast together, and it turns out that neither one of them really like it, because it's always these big extravagant meals. They both just kind of want coffee and a croissant. And so they start revealing their true selves. And as it continues, and during all this, Riker's talking to both of these parties to figure out who has them, and they're both denying it. And so as they're continuing, Picard and Crusher basically start talking about how long they've known each other. And they've known each other for 20 years, which I kind of had to do the math. So how old was Wesley when on the encounter at Farpoint? He was 13 or something. And then this episode is in season 7, so that's an additional 7 years. So yeah, they've known each other for 20 years, roughly. Because let's see, when did Jack die? Wesley said he was 5. So I don't know. You guys can do the math. I'm bad at math. So anyway, they start talking about how Picard has been in love with Beverly this whole time. And he never wanted to admit it because Jack was his best friend. And then even after Jack died, Picard just thought it was a crush and it was going to go away, but it didn't. And then even after Jack died, Picard made himself this promise that he would never do anything because it would be a betrayal to Jack. So they have this deep, honest conversation. And I mean, it's interesting and I like it. I just felt this whole episode was based around that one conversation, and everything else was really forced. So that didn't really gel with me that great. They make it through, they get to the fence, and of course their secret tricorder reveals that she pushes Picard through the fence and it comes back down, so Beverly gets captured. But of course at that exact moment, Riker has made peace and they beam him back and everybody's happy. It's an interesting episode. I just felt it could have been written better, and I would have wanted more between this Crusher-Picard romance. I mean, they share a kiss, and they start talking about whether or not they should develop this, whether they should be scared of these feelings or not inhibited by these feelings. It's interesting. I just felt the whole idea streamed from this one conversation, and whoever wrote it just didn't, I don't know, I didn't like it. So, for those who have seen this one, did you guys love it? Did you think it was great? Or were you kind of in the same boat I am, where you think it was a good idea, but it was poorly executed? So go ahead, let me know in the comments below. And I mean, we see a lot of this develop later on, especially in the series finale, not to spoil that. But thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for the horrible episode, Force of Nature.